नाज़रीन, IMI की इस 25वीं सालगिरह के मौके पर आप सबको खुशामदीद कहती हूँ और IMI की इतनी कामयाबियों के लिए आप सबको मेरी तरफ से मुबारकबाद कबूल फरमाइए। 1993 में मैं जब यहाँ पर आई हूँ तो उस वक्त IMI का पूरी तरह से वजूद भी नहीं था, लेकिन IMI की खुशबू पूरे अमेरिका में फैल रही थी। वजह ये थी कि इसके बानी जो अभी खुद भी ज़्यादातर उनमें से रेजिडेंसी ही कर रहे थे या फेलोशिप्स कर रहे थे, वो लोग अपनी कौम की खिदमत करने के लिए हर तरह से तैयार थे। तो उस ज़माने में जो इंडिया पाकिस्तान से डॉक्टर्स यहाँ आते रेजिडेंसी हासिल करने की कोशिश में थोड़ा सा पैसा लेकर यहाँ आते थे और उनको मुख्तलिफ़ शहरों में जाके इंटरव्यूज़ और इम्तिहानात देने होते थे, तो IMI के मेंबर्स जहाँ जहाँ भी होते वो उनको अपनी नाकाफ़ी ज़राए आमदनी के बावजूद अपने मुख्तसर से अपार्टमेंट्स में जगह देते, उनके रहने खाने का इंतज़ाम करते और उनको मज़ीद इंटरव्यूज़ दिलवाने की कोशिश में मददगार साबित होते। तो जाहिर है कि जब आप बग़ैर मांगे कोई आपकी मदद करेगा तो क्यों ना आपका दिल जीत लेगा। बकौल शायर के वो अदाए दिल बरी हो कि नवाए आशिकाना, जो दिलों को फतह कर ले वही फातिह ज़माना। यही वजह थी कि IMI के मेंबरान में दिन ब दिन इजाफा होता चला गया। इस तरह से ये दिलों को फतह करने वाली इस तंजीम की तश्कील में डॉक्टर वजीह रिजवी का नाम सर-ए-फ़हरिस्त है। तो डॉक्टर वजीह रिजवी बहुत ही बाअखलाक इंसान हैं और बहुत ही डाउन टू अर्थ और मगर बहुत ही डिटर्मिन्ड इंसान है और कौम की खिदमत का जज्बा इन्हें शायद अपने वालिद मरहूम सैयद वजाहत रिजवी से मिला है, जिन्होंने वजीफ़ा सादात मोमिनीन के लिए बहुत काम किया है। डॉक्टर वजीह रिजवी डाउ मेडिकल कॉलेज से MBBS करके यहाँ 1987 में तशरीफ़ लाए और यहाँ आकर उन्होंने इंटर्नल मेडिसिन में रेजिडेंसी की और फिर सब स्पेशलाइजेशन एंडोक्रिनोलॉजी में किया और उसके बाद से कोई अरसा 25 साल से ये अमेरिका की मुताद्दिद यूनिवर्सिटीज़ से मुंसलिक हैं, जैसे यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ नॉर्थ डकोटा, यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ पेंसिल्वेनिया और इस वक्त ये यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ मेडिसिन एंड डेंटिस्ट्री न्यू जर्सी से मुंसलिक हैं। ये बहुत ही अच्छे उस्ताद भी हैं मेडिकल स्टूडेंट्स और जूनियर डॉक्टर्स के लिए और रिसर्च के मुताद्दिद पेपर्स शाया कर चुके हैं और इनको तकरीबन सैकड़ों नेशनल और इंटरनेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंसेस में आपने न सिर्फ ये शिरकत की है बल्कि अपने टॉक्स भी दी हैं और बेइंतहा मसरूफ़ प्रैक्टिस के बावजूद IMI से इनकी लगन बढ़ती ही जा रही है। इनके बारे में कहा जा सकता है कि रिसर्च इज़ हिज हॉबी, टीचिंग हिज आर्ट, पेशेंट केयर हिज पैशन एंड IMI हिज लाइफ एंड ही हिमसेल्फ इज द हार्ट ऑफ IMI। So please welcome the heart of IMI, Dr. Wajih Rizvi.
Tremendous honor and a great pleasure to be here. Thank you for the very kind and generous introduction, Dr. Nuzhat Shiko. Respected elders, honorable sisters, and dear brothers. I don't know which language I should be speaking. After such a thrilling lecture by Professor Khalida Akhtar on Urdu, which is the language of 102 million people around the world, and it's the 21st most spoken language in the world. So what a great lecture, thank you very much for that. But I also see amongst the audience some of our stalwarts from the non-Urdu speaking world. So I'm choosing to speak in English, but I would definitely have to speak some in Urdu as well. My apologies, Dr. Shanasa and Dr. Mehran. Man Farsi mukammal na baladi hoga, kham baladi. But I think English is the common language that we can move forward in. So the story of IMI is this. When I came to the United States in 1986, my first job was in a post office. I was in charge of my ward in Dow Medical College, but when I came here, my first job was to sort mail in Port Washington, Long Island Post Office. It was a job created for students, and all my colleagues were students from different universities across the nation. So when I was sorting mail, a lot of time I would sort mail for the Catholic Medical Association and the Jewish Medical Association, their medical journals. So I thought, when would the time come that we would have a medical professional body of our own? So I prayed to Allah, I did some tawassul, and I said to myself, if we would have the intercession of Ahlul Bayt, and Allah helps, we will create a body of our own. So I discussed this idea with a very devoted pharmacist in New York, Dr. Rizvi, and late Dr. Wajih Rizvi, who was also a pharmacist. And three of us sat in the basement of a room in Long Island, in East Meadow, Long Island. And we planned to create what is now called Imamia Medics International. As it has been said before, all the young physicians who would come to the shores of America, who would land at JFK, we would go and pick all these young doctors coming from all over the world. We established a small little room where we would house them and provide them all the necessary ingredients to succeed. It means a lot for people who have no ground under their feet and no roof on their head. So gradually, the caravan started to grow. A lot of these people who come here were known to me from the medical school. So when we were almost 35 young doctors, and we were working on these lines back home also, so we decided to create a platform for the sheer medical professionals of the world in the service of humanity. So we started the discussion on the constitutional development of this body, and we just reviewed the charters, the manifestos, the constitutions of a lot of professional bodies, the educational bodies, social and cultural bodies in the country. So these were 35 young physicians who were deliberating. We had over 450 hours of discussion to arrive at the Constitution, and we engaged a law firm in America, in Long Island, the Jaffrey & Jaffrey Associates. So we worked for almost 7 years underground, and in April of 1994, IMI was unveiled in the first conference of the Jaffrey Medical Minds of North America on 23rd of April 1994 in our first conference in Boston. The day also coincided with the birth anniversary of Imam Riza alayhi salam. The medical professionals from across the nation participated in that. and the constitution of IMI was unveiled. Now, the following year, we did our annual conference at University of Pennsylvania, which is the fourth leading Ivy League university in the country. And in that conference, IMI became the first ever body of the doctors in America, run by foreign doctors who received the category A1 CME accreditation, meaning our conference was parallel to any other medical profession conference in the country. Some highlights from this conference are that we had a mesmerizing lecture delivered by Dr. Sayyid Abdullah, one of the most celebrated of the psychiatrists in the country who have received the highest awards. He spoke on Quranic psychotherapy. Another beautiful lecture was by Dr. Janet Abrams, who was the chief of oncology at University of Pennsylvania. And in this conference, we had a seminar on life and death issues. It was an excellent intellectual seminar. So subsequent to this seminar, Dr. Janet Abrams, a Jew, writes an article in New England Journal of Medicine, which is the world's top-notch medical journal that is printed out of Boston. And she says that she has benefited tremendously from the Islamic standpoint on life and death issues, because her being an oncologist, she deals with the life and death issues all the time. A third beautiful lecture in this conference was by Dr. Haider Shamsi. He was the chief of OBGYN at St. Luke Roosevelt Hospital in New York. And he spoke on the embryonic development of human beings according to Holy Quran. That was the second conference of this organization, and subsequent to that, we had tons of medical professional conferences in the category A1 in this country and all across. We had our international conferences. The first international conference, actually, which was IMI's third national conference, was held right here in San Francisco. And we have the honor of Dr. Iqbal Zadi's presence here and Dr. Nusrat Shikoh Zadi, who were the coordinators for this conference in San Francisco in 1997 or 1999. One of the highlights of this conference is that the legendary Professor Virasat Shikoh Kashmiri, who headed 3 divisions at NIH, the world's most premier research institute in DC, and a pioneer in cancer vaccine formation, he delivered the keynote address and became the life member of this scientific professional platform. Another mesmerizing lecture was given by the chief of history at Berkeley University, Professor Hamid Algar, who spoke on medical ethics. Now, Professor Hamid Algar is at the editorial board of Encyclopedia Britannica and also Encyclopedia Americana, and a world-class ethicist. Another lecture in this conference was by Dr. Batista. Dr. Batista was the chief of pediatric neonatology at Sao Paulo University, Brazil. And during her work in America, she was discussing certain matters with our colleagues and embraced Islam, and came all the way from Sao Paulo, Brazil to attend this conference and gave a very nice lecture. Then the next international conference happened in India in year 2000, where professionals from 26 countries around the world participated, and the legendary Professor Mehdi Hassan, who has received Padam Bhoshi, the highest civil award of India conferred by the President of India at the Presidential Palace, in New Delhi was conferred on Professor Mehdi Hassan. He was our advisor emeritus for IMI India and is the only physician from the entire subcontinent who has been referenced by Gray's Anatomy, which is the book on anatomy. To date, IMI has had 9 international conferences, and the caravan is continuously growing. These conferences are a venue for networking, imparting education, enhancing the medical acumen of our professionals. We had a great conference in Barbados, which was attended by 4 ministers of the state of Barbados. We had a great conference in Najaf, in Iran, in 5 cities in Iran: Mashhad, Tehran, Qum, Isfahan, Shiraz. We had a great conference in Toronto and Washington, D.C., and in New Jersey. And this year, in December, we are poised to make history again. This is IMI Silver Jubilee year, and the 25th year of its existence, or is coming to light. And this year's Global Summit is happening for the first time in Pakistan. The President of Pakistan, Dr. Alvi, will be inaugurating this conference. The conference has already received the International CME accreditation for all physicians, pharmacists, and nurses. Iftikhar Arif, the legendary Iftikhar Arif, who chairs Muqtadira in Pakistan, is going to be leading the social event there. Khan Medical University and Foundation have already announced a collaboration, and several leading entities are joining hands for this conference. It's going to be a 2-day mega event in Karachi, December 24 and 25, and December 28 and 29 will be in Islamabad, the concluding session, which hopefully will be addressed by the Prime Minister of the country. So this is only one aspect. IMI has paid great attention towards the career building of all the young professionals coming to this country. To date, more than 550 young physicians from all across the world have gone through the IMI program. We have established a facility in New Jersey where we house all these incoming doctors. One facility is for boys, the other is for girls. And at any given time, 6 to 8 people are rotating here, and then next month the next batch comes, and so on and so forth. So every year, scores of young doctors are being settled into residency programs or research positions and so on. This is happening through the entire network, and there's a very robust faculty that consists of the chief residents or heads of the departments or people who are in the residency selection committee, have these young assets of the community established here to help the community